okay, bear with me. You're going to hear my dog hack until he sits down. He's got COPD, and so he coughs, and he just like got up and walked over. So he's alive. It's like that whole Christmas vacation situation with the dog under the table. And he's coming right over. Just bear with it. Okay, so I'm super stoked to jump on here, and you guys do have like incredible team culture because I watch from afar, and I'm always like, I'm part of that crew. And I say there's very few people that I would like do a Saturday morning early call. I'm like, I adore Mike like to the max. Ever since I was like too terrified to like talk to him, but I thought he was like the coolest dude ever. So I'm like stoked to be able to talk to you guys. And team culture is something that when I tell you a little bit of my backstory, you'll kind of get where I'm coming from. And I think I could put a different perspective on it for you because that's my main driver for my business is team culture, because I think anybody who starts adulting misses out on team culture, and I'll explain why in a second. But for me, I started this business. I wanted nothing to do with Beachbody. I'm like that typical standard. I'm actually like, I have every certification and education you can possibly imagine in fitness. But I never had I knew on paper, I knew what I was doing. I knew in the gym, I knew what I was doing. I never looked the part. So I was very insecure in that aspect. And for me, I stepped away from the fitness community, and I was a red target for all Beachbody coaches because I would have been perfect in the Beachbody world. I already had the in and the fitness and everything. And so it's funny now when I have some top coaches that'll reach out to me and they're like, I tried to reach out to you on Instagram, but I can't find you. And I have them blocked because back in the day, if you messaged me to join this opportunity, I would block you because I didn't even want to have to get in conversation with you to tell you how like crappy my life is because you had the solution for me and I wasn't ready to hear that. So I just blocked you to get rid of you. So you think a ghost or a no is hard? Like picture just getting blocked. So for me, this was something I wanted nothing to do with. So prior to jumping into it, I didn't do any research. I didn't find a team I aligned with. I didn't follow someone for a long time and connect with them in any sort of way. So I didn't even understand team culture, but I did see a long time ago, I don't even know if she's still a coach, Katie Heifner, her team retreat. And I was like, oh my God, I would love, like, I envisioned, like, I never went to spring break. I never went to anything like that. And so for me to think that I would stand in a bathing suit in a picture, like that was like mind blowing. And they're all together and I'm just not like a girly girl. I don't want team building activities. That gives me anxiety. I don't participate in those, like any of those things. So I was like, no. What I'm learning now through this opportunity is I'm a, introverted extrovert. We all like to say that. And I was talking to my girlfriend the other day because I was the person that didn't, like, I would cancel on plans, so I never made them. Like, I would never be the girl that'd be like, girls, let's all get together, because I was always the one that, like, no one knew if I was going to show up, because if I was, like, crying in front of my mirror or whatever. And I was like, I think I got introverted because of my insecurities and because I never felt comfortable with a group of people. And I never felt that people understood if I said, like, listen, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I put on an outfit, I feel horrible in it, and now it's completely set my knot off and I'm not coming. And for me, I feel like I sheltered myself and I did certain things because I didn't have a core group of people around me who got me that, and that I had the confidence to be myself with. And so when I started in this opportunity, like I said, I didn't do any research, so I didn't necessarily align with a team that would be my vibe or my people. And it was very quickly aware to me that I wasn't going to be welcomed, being for various reasons of like success and stuff. And I wasn't walking into a team that was loving and open and just like safe zone to like post anywhere. And I immediately got butthurt over it. And I was like, okay, I'm not someone to complain. I can't talk. It's 7:30 or 8, whatever. I'm not someone to complain. I'm not someone to ever verbally like put out there that I'm struggling. That's just not me. And so I had to have a serious conversation with myself where I'm like, okay, I can bitch about not being a part of it, or I could create it. And for me, it was an immediate step of action for me to step outside that team and still utilize it. And I'll talk about that, still utilize it and leverage it, but also create that culture for myself. The cool thing about your team is you have that. So you don't have that pressure to do that yourself, but I'm going to give you the pressure to do it during this, and not to go out on your own, but to leverage both. Okay. So one is, if you think about like, we're all adults here, right? You think about your phases of life, like you're in sports, you're in school, and you're getting these accolades and you're getting this attention and this, that, and the other. And then let's say you're a female or male in here and you get married, attention's on you, right? And then it's get knocked up, and then you get knocked up, or your spouse gets knocked up, and then you have a baby and you don't matter for shit no more Nobody pays attention to you. Nobody cares what's going on in your life. You're never going to get recognition ever. Your birthday is obsolete. Everything's gone, right? Like adulting, hardcore. Everything's about everybody else. And I didn't realize how bad I craved like validation, appreciation, gratefulness. I always say, don't use this because I still have not used this in a post and I need to. I don't want attention. I just need to be noticed. And I say this like when corporate asks me like, what can we do? I'm like, I don't need the spotlight. I just want you to know I exist. That's it. And so for me, this business was something that I was like, okay, I'm not getting, sorry, my dad's calling me. Crap, where'd you go? Okay, sorry. I'm not getting that attention from my team. So I'm going to create it. And how am I going to do it? I'm going to rank. I'm going to build culture around me. I'm going to shout other people around me and create that culture, right? So I want you to think in your mindset, what part of this community aspect do you need? Do you need that validation? Do you need to be noticed? Do you need to feel like you're a part of something? Because you guys don't realize when you like and comment on someone's something, that gives them validation, instant validation, right? That happens for all of us. On your team page, you cannot expect to be a leader if you're a seen by. And what I mean by that is Mike at any given moment could go to any post on your page and see if you saw it and didn't contribute to it. And what I mean by contribute is even a simple like, even a simple love, a comment on there, a validation that you're on there. Those type of things need to be something that you need to realize the importance behind, okay? Because that's going to help in your team culture. You guys know when your team page is popping, when you're going for something, everybody's in the grind. When it is ghost zone, that is so hard for everybody to lean back in, right? So get in the middle of the bed. And what I mean by that is roll yourself squishy nice in the middle of it so there's no introductions needed. If you ever go to a retreat, which that should be a plan, either you are going to host a retreat or you're going to be invited to a retreat, right? Because we want to get to that level of our business. There should be no introductions when you walk in that house. Everyone in that house should know exactly who you are, what you're about, what programs you've completed, who your coaches are in your downline, what accolades you've earned, all of the things. And I say that to my crew all the time because I'm like, if you have to walk in and you feel awkward, you've not gotten in the middle of the bed. And that's what this business is about. And that's what your team is about, is getting in the middle of the bed so everybody knows who you are, right? And one thing that I get asked all the time is, and I think any leader on here would say they've done the same, is somebody that says, oh my God, I really want to switch coaches. I'm not being supported. And I like, And like back in the day, I'd be like, oh girl, are you a customer or a coach? Oh, you're a customer? You could easily switch. If you're a coach, we got to wait 6 weeks, but you could sign up as a customer. And I was like, sweet, 2 points, get them in my door. And now I take that not as an insult, but as something I want nothing to do with. And this is why. One, I always, say I don't step on other coaches' toes, that whole thing, right? But two, think about this. I flip it back on them every single time. And I say, how are you contributing to your team culture? What types of things are you doing? I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I'm not here to run your business. I'm not here to pull your business. I'm here to push you, to have some fun with you, to align with you, to link arms with you, to have you give me business tips and ideas of what's working for you. I want to know, how often are you posting in your team page? How often did you reach out to your coach with not a struggle, but a success, or talk to them about a win that you're having? And then I get ghosted. And sometimes they, come back and they give me this like, oh, I know that was like a great gut check. I don't want to give gut checks. That's draining, right? It's not fun to give gut checks. It's not fun to have to like validate yourself all the time. So think about to yourself that if you're sitting there in a position, and I don't want to say to you guys, because you guys are showing up to this team call and that's important, right? But I want you to think in your head, when you think of your team, what are your top like 10 things that it's filled your cup with? And if you haven't done that, create that for your entire team. Start firing them up in some different reason. One thing that I tell people when we get on these team calls and things like that is go on your team page right now and drop some random GIF. Like everybody drop a dance party GIF on there. No one who didn't show up to this call will have any idea what that's about. What's that going to do? Create FOMO. So then everybody's like, what is happening? What did I miss? Oh my God, this call was fire. Or go post some random, like might come up with something random. Go post it on your team page and blow up your team page with randomness. So then people realize when you miss out on calls like this, you're missing out on something fun that could have kickstarted your Saturday in a much better way than waking up and seeing snow outside, right? So the other thing is putting your goals out there. So we're all in this like vision board craze, right? And I say, put your pressure out there. Put your pressure out there of what your goal is for the year. And also be transparent with the people that are on your team that are going to count and matter for that. And that's really hard because there's some people who aren't going to feel like they're a part of it. So remind them that they are a part of it. But also your heavy hitters right now that are going to be your 2019, 2020 coaches that could get you to elite, or your people that you need to pop emerald to get yourself to diamond. If there are different people that you see running in your business, constantly shout them out and form that recognition. It doesn't have to be a rank advancement for someone to get acknowledged, right? Remind your team of the important part that they play not only in their own business, but for you. Because for any females that are on here, we are so desperate to be validated. We are so desperate to be a part of something. I share this once in a while because we went superstar this year, and not many people know this, but we went from 6-star to 15-star in 3 days. 3 days. And the only difference, or some of them got their diamonds back, but some of them popped. The only difference was I reached out to all of them and said, what is your goal by summit? They told me, and everyone, diamond, everybody wants to be diamond by summit. And I was like, okay, well, guess what? I didn't say, oh, hey, I want to go for this goal. I wanted to see how many of them said that that was their goal. And I was like, guys, if we do this, we could go 15 before summit. And guess what? 4 of them said to me, if you never would have said that to me, I would have never done it because I don't care to get it myself. But then once they got that diamond, there's this level of legitimacy you feel and this confidence level that you get that then all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait, okay, I did want this. I did need this. I am going to go for it. So sometimes being transparent and putting it out on the team page so it's a little bit uncomfortable for everyone because they feel like they just got called out is the pressure that they need because we're so quick to give up on ourselves. But if you matter to somebody else's business, if you matter to someone else's growth and your team momentum as a whole, sometimes that's what you need to step outside your comfort zone to do something maybe you're not comfortable with, but you're willing to do it for somebody else until you've built enough belief in yourself to do it for you. So put yourself out there and be transparent, and also throw a whole thread up there of what your guys' goals are. And then guess what? Say, Mike can go back through, or any of you leaders can go back through and be like, can I hold you accountable to that? And then every month, do back a reflection. Comment back on that thread. Hey, girl, where are you at with this? Hey, guy, where are you at with this? What are you planning on doing? What is your team doing? Who do you need growth with? Who have you added to this team page? This, that, and the other, right? And talking about team page for a second, if you haven't heard me speak, I'm always all over, so just bear with me. But your team page, our goal is to grow a team. Our goal is to add people to our team pages. Our goal is to build community around us, right? So in your team page, if you are adding a new coach, your new coach should know that you are a leader within that team page. And what I mean by that is if I am going to add someone to a team page and I am nowhere in viewpoint, you don't see any likes, comments, or posts from me. You don't see any rank advancements from me. You don't see any recognition from me. You don't see me saying, hey, I'm going to jump on. Anyone want to do a power hour? You don't see any of that. They're going to be like, dang, did I sign up with a coach who's like making moves in this business or someone who just needed me, right? But if you sign someone up and you put them in your team page and you're popping to that team page, they're going to automatically get that confidence level of, all right, I'm in the right place. All right, this person is going to help me get to where I want to go. So make sure there is a presence of you within your team pages and within the culture of your team that when you are enrolling people in there, and even if you have to fake it till you make it, do it, but with intention that you're going to make it. Don't just do it and pop in and pop out and be that, like, we have a couple people on our team I call all-ins, like, you're all in today for the next 24 hours and then I won't see you again. And so like every 3 months you'll be all in and ready and you're like, and I'm popped emerald. I'm like, Susan, check your back office. You have not been an emerald and you're also at 38 PV. I'm glad Energize is living the dream over there, but we're not active. So be active within your team page, know what's going on in your business, own your business, and come together as a community in a whole. A couple things that I wrote a couple notes on here. Okay, so a couple things that we've started implementing recently is, especially I think for a new coach, this helps in both atmospheres. When we have a rank advancement or something happen, I don't know if you guys post it on your like personal page to shout people up, or if you do it just within your team page. I know different teams do it differently, but we announce within our team page when there's a recognition and go check our personal page and blah, 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 right? And so what we started doing is, because when you're a new coach, you get shouted out to be emerald. And for some people who want like movers and shakers right away, they might not get another recognition post for a minute, right? Or they don't have somebody underneath them popping off really quick. Think about this. You're a brand new coach. You hit emerald, right? 3 other people around your team hits emerald too. That day, not only do you get a shout out, but you then shout out all 3 of the other people within your team on social media, either on your stories, on your post, something. So instantly people are like, whoa, this chick's making moves. On the flip side of it, as a female, you're getting recognition from like 50 different coaches that are shouting you out. That feels good, right? All of a sudden, you feel a little bit more pressure on you. You feel a little bit more legitimacy. You feel a little bit more a part of the team because people who have never spoke to you, liked, comment, anything on anything they had to do with you are shouting you out on their social media. And for some reason, we feel like that makes us feel a part of something. So that is something we started doing on our team page. So not only does it give the person who's ranking feel good, but also their ability to then shout out other people that are making moves, it makes them look like they have this business growth. And you do. And don't think just because it's the team above you or the team beside you or the team below you that's having these advancements, you're all one team. So you all are able to shout each other out, right? So that's something that we've been doing. Take it or leave it if you want to do it. But that's been something that I've noticed a big confidence booster within new coaches to do, and OGs that have been stagnant for a little while, being able to repost other things. Because a lot of times, especially on social media, people are looking for growth. People are looking for moves. If you haven't posted anything for a while, they're going to be like, do I want to sign up with this person? But if you're able to show that you're part of a team that's making some significant moves, sorry, my dad keeps calling me, then that's going to be like massive for you, right? Share every perk, not just a team call, but why is it important? So like when people will like post this, you know, if you guys post these to stories and stuff and you're like, oh, it was just on a Saturday morning call, period. Or love waking up to my crew on Saturday mornings, period. That added no value. That didn't pique my interest. That's like, this would be fear factor for me before I was a coach. Like, I do not want to be up fresh face in front of no one. I don't want to be on my screen. I would be a black box. I would be nowhere to be seen. But if you posted one of these and you were like, never did I think that I would be a part of something where I'd feel so comfortable with waking up with people in the morning and being able to start my day that way. That for somebody who's waking up, who is up all night with a kid, puking every rally, every which way, right? Would be like, dang, it would feel nice to have a conversation with someone other than the UPS man. Man, to be able to relate to someone who like wants to wake up and work out, like why though, right? Like if you hit people's pain points with simple things like a call and tag all of you, so then you're tagging each other and you're all having a dance party at the end and it's fun, that type of vibe, people are not used to being happy. People are not used to being, you know, appreciated for something. One thing that happened on my retreat that I was like flabbergasted by is one of my girls, she's 7 months postpartum, and she looked at me and she's like, Kristina, people are complimenting everyone. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And she was like, no, like, you don't understand. This isn't normal for other like people to compliment each other like so freely and it not be awkward or fake. Like everyone genuinely wants good for people. And she's like, I guess I never saw that about this business until now. And it was one of those, and I was like, okay, well, we need to start talking about that because that is something you desperately needed. And now it's filling that void. So talk about those things. And adding in that team vibe of feeling like that with each other is so powerful and impactful. So utilize that. And then share events you aren't at, but that you're in the process for qualifying for. So whether it's you're about to qualify for your free ticket to Summit, or you are going on a retreat, or you are in the process of trying to qualify for, because every single one of you right now is in the process of trying to qualify for Arizona at the end of the year, right? Everybody is. So that's something you could talk about. Share pictures from Mike at leadership, right? And be like, I cannot believe that I am in the mix of qualifying for this event. I'm so excited, setting it on my goal board and put it out there on social media to scare the crap out of you. Because sometimes it's that pressure that for me, that was huge for me to put myself out there on social media because no one could judge a Beachbody coach harder than I could. And so I didn't want anyone to be able to do that to me. I refused to be not successful. Like success was like 100% non-negotiable was going to happen because I didn't want to give social failure proof to anyone. And I didn't want to give my team the disjustice that we didn't make it. I didn't want to give myself, my personal life, anybody who is watching, and this business. Because you are in a business that how many fair-weather coaches have you had? How many people have you seen fall off? How many things? It's natural. It's not for everyone, right? But you set the tone of what makes it different. And you create that vision of what your team really is. And if you've been someone who shows up on these calls once in a while, shows up on the team page every blue moon, struggles with different things of connecting with people, I challenge you to lean in. I challenge you to shout somebody out today who inspired you. I challenge you to shout a challenger out right now. I challenge you to go on your team page right now and be like, this is what I'm planning on doing with my business. Mike, I need you to hold me accountable. Or Rachel, I need to hold me accountable. Like somebody like tag someone and be like, you down for the next week to like race to get in Success Club by the end of the week. And then what happens? You shout each other out for hitting a goal of the month. There's different things that you can always do to collab and intermix things so that people are like, God, why are they getting celebrated and they're so happy and they're doing dance parties? And what is this like yellow drink? And why are they always like talking about these calls? And like create that vision of mystery, but also the invitation to join it. Always letting people know. And I always do the whole like, I would never do this. This is something I would never do. And I always say, it's the one thing that I would never do that literally changed everything for my entire life. Putting that out there so that for people that are like me, they're like, yeah, you're never going to do that, girl. Me sharing that that's how I was too. And then I'm on the other side, or me sharing, like I shared last night about vision and some of it, you know, with my team and stuff like that. And I share that where I'm like, I never like vision people were like people that used hemp and like random oils and stuff like that. Like I am not a vision person. And so for me, the fact that I can have a vision, and part of that is so strongly the community aspect of my team, that I didn't realize how connected I feel, that I didn't realize that I could go on a retreat and get into a bathing suit and could sit there with rolls out without caring and eating a loaded nacho with no F's given. That something so stupid like that was so profound, that connected with so many people, where I'm like, I was able to sit there and not get a stomach ache from sucking in so hard while I was there. And so many people were like, oh my God, I've done that too. I'm like, girl, it's not worth it. Like, what if you were able to just feel good about yourself, be around people who totally got you and felt the exact same way as you? Like, that's so crazy, right? So for me, team culture it's huge. It's everything. Who wants to join a team of one? Who wants to join a team of somebody who's, you know, solo? And if you really think about that, it goes along with anything in life. And like I said, like, as you adult, you feel like you alienate yourself a little bit, and you kind of look from afar at what other people have and don't think that you can have it. And you guys are the gateway to provide that for people. And don't use that, or don't take that for granted. Use that as purpose. Use that as something that so many other people, that if you don't feel like you fit, or if your upline is gone, you guys are part of something so magical. Reach out, connect with different people, but make sure you do it in a positive way. No one wants negative. No one wants to hear how you struggle. No one wants to people want to align with somebody who's on fire. People want to be connected with someone who's excited and hyped and everything, right? So I challenge you guys to really lean into your team, and every single aspect that you can share, as silly as getting that 365 cup. If you guys, I don't know if you do like gifts when you hit rank advancement or stuff, share the shit out of that. How many times would you love to get something for Christmas? Would you love to get something for your birthday? Would you love for your spouse not to forget your birthday? Would you love how many different times do you get just mail shipped to you just for the heck of it? A personal development book that back in the day, I'd be like, I'm not going to shout out personal development. Who the hell wants a book? Now I want a book. That book changed my life. So any little thing, I didn't know this, but my coach has now admitted to me. At one point I was handing out keychains that I collabed with some business, and she like showed me these keychains that she was going to send out to my emeralds. I was like, great, I do not ship. They'll never get it. So here, like, can you just do this with me? I will Venmo you the money and you can ship it directly to them. And she was like, yeah. Shows me the keychains. I'm like, I don't know. They look cool. Like, whatever. She was sending them the most bootleg keychains. They were not what we talked about. And none of my coaches like said anything about it. Right. But they're posting all over social media. And I had a huge like emerald pop at one time last year. And I sent them a message. I was like, what is that? And they were like, well, this is my gift. And they were so excited about these bootleg keychains. Every single one of them broke like within like 2 weeks. They were like, they were crap. But they were so excited about it. And they still to this day talk about these stupid keychains that made them feel, that simple validation made them feel a part of something. And the fact that all of them got it at the same time, and then it became this big joke, they felt a part of something. So sometimes it's not just, oh, all the diamonds are together, all the emeralds are together, oh, I'm not anything, or I'm not in Success Club, blah, blah, blah. Get in it. If you have a problem with not being a part of it, level up your life and get in it. There's nothing that's holding you. Now I'm going hard on the business side. Sorry, Mike. This is just what happens when I get going. He's like, go. But for me, complaints aren't going to get you anywhere. And if you think about the complaints that are coming out of your mouth, or the struggles or the excuses that are coming out of your mouth, expect those to come back tenfold to you by new people that you're recruiting. Because if that's the vibe that you're creating, that's the vibe you're probably attracting. And do you know how nauseating that is? Like, picture going to Mike and being like, oh my God, okay, we're going elite this year. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm reverse engineering. I'm going to give you step by step on how I'm going to do that. And then you go full blown and you make that shit happen, because sometimes, again, that pressure is going to set you over, right? What if you went to Mike and you're like, I really want to go elite, but I got no working coaches and I have blah, 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 and da, 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 and like you go on this like tailspin, you're going to recruit like 5 more people like that. Can you imagine that energy sucking out of your life every day? That is not fun, right? And say you've got people, I'm going left, but bear with me. I feel like this needs to be said because I feel like anybody needs to be reminded of this, especially when you look at like certain coaches. Like my accolades look really good. I still struggle with shit. Like we had this amazing retreat. I came home. I've got 3 coaches that were diamonds that went on a bomb retreat that aren't even coaching anymore. Not that they're not coaching, they're just chilling, right? And that happens. And I could get butthurt and offended and upset and everything about that, but that's the nature of this business. And what did I do instead? I was like, you know what? My goals don't depend on them. My goals depend on me finding people that align with me, that align with what I want to do with this business, that not essentially they want to make this business grow because, or they don't want to make my team grow because of me, that they have the goals within themselves that's going to match and collide with me having business growth. So for me, it wasn't coming home and being like, oh, okay, how do I get them back coaching? Okay, how do I get them showing up on social media? How do I get them back in Success Club? It was, okay, I need to go find some more people that love this business as much as me, that would never even happen. That would never be a question. So if you have that right now where you're looking in your downline and you're banking on people, you're in a pivotal position to refresh, revive, recreate, renew, get fresh blood in the door, right? Create that excitement. And part of it, most of it will come from community. People don't understand rank advancement. People don't come necessarily all the income stuff because they don't think that that's believable, right? But you provide a community, you provide something that they can be a part of, that's going to get them in the door 10 times easier than anything else. I tied that back around. I'm kind of proud of myself on that one. But I just think it's pivotal. I think it's huge. I think that you need to leverage it and leverage every teeny tiny little aspect of it until it's almost annoying to people, until they're really like, you need to offend them to a point that they're like, why am I not? Like, why am I not being a part of that? And create it so hard that then when you invite them, that there's no question at what you're doing or what they can be a part of. Your social media proof should be massive, right? So when they go back and they cross-check who you are and what you're about when you send them an invite, there's no questions necessary. Everyone will know exactly what you're talking about. But if you create that team vibe, what a simple invite of, I've got this crew. We're having so much fun in this group. You need to be a part of it. Like, let's do this, right? Like, I know you've watched these stuff. Like, let's stop creeping. Let's do this damn thing. And that they're not like, wait, what is it about? Because you get so much social proof of how badass your squad is, and it's just stupid to not be a part of it. So I think that's enough of my rambling, right?
What Sorry. Rambling? You didn't take any Energize this morning, did you?
Okay, so everybody always asks me because I make this, but and everyone's like, how much Energize is in there? Because I'm an Energize addict, spread it out in the day. So I do half a scoop that I shoot, but I try not to show it shooting because I think to myself that, like, I never thought I needed pre-workout. And my type of people, if I thought that I had to shoot a powder dry in the back of my mouth and shoot it down with water, I'd be like, yeah, no, girl, I'm not interested in your product. But if I shoot it, then press my video and mix it in here and I'm all cute with my pink drink, then people are more into it. So I drink half of it and I shoot half of it.
Did you get that from Katie or did you just figure it out?
The shoot?
Because I can't do that.
The shooting it?
Yeah, the powder.
I can't shoot fruit punch because if you ever had a barium enema, it tastes just like the shit that they make you drink. But yeah, and I've had one. But the lemon I can shoot no problem. It's just bad if it's got to stay in the back of your tongue. If it gets in the front or the side, like, you're done. But if it stays in the back, you're good.
Okay, couple quick questions, and then I'll open it because I know you got to go. Two quick ones. What do you send people what do you say to people who ask for more info about the biz?
So that's a good question because I used to barf all over it and I couldn't figure out what to do. So I created a sneak peek and just kind of like laid it all out there, but I kept it. I've created like 4 of them. I'll be real with you. Created one on Facebook, one on Instagram. I just created a landing page. Because for me, I'm always failing forward. And if something's not working one month, I'm going to switch it to something else. And that's just my thing, is like constantly evolving. So I'm just like, oh my God, jump in here and then I'll follow up with you in a hot second. And so I send them that, and then I always follow up with them because I'm someone who just is lazy. And if it takes me like 3 passwords to enter something, I'm probably going to skip it. But if you keep honing me, I'm gonna be like, fine, I'll finally do it. And I just I create a FOMO vibe, but also a very business vibe where because that's what I used to lead with in the beginning, because my community aspect's so strong that I had so many people that like just wanted to be part of the crew, and they just want to shout out on social media, and they just want to be invited to the next thing. They didn't actually care to work the business, and then were offended that they weren't part of the crew because they weren't working the business. I'm sure you've seen that before. So now I'm very transparent with stuff. I lead with, oh my God, you could qualify for this trip and you could get your free ticket to this and this, that, and the other in there. So that gets them thinking about that. But then when we have that conversation, I'm very like, okay, but this is what you need to do that. But for me, I obviously like ramble. And so I would like be barfing out everything, or I would be leading with the FOMO vibe versus the business aspect. So that sneak peek has been like massive for me. And my Instagram one, people have asked me about that because the Facebook one, distractions are all over, but sometimes I'll literally send people the link to every single one and be like, pick your poison, whichever one connects with you is all the same content, like whatever is easiest for you to navigate. But the Instagram one, the one thing that I thought was really good that we've done is I have like the posts, and then I have a story like highlight that goes with each post. So it's me talking about it for people who are verbally. And then the one thing that we do is every time we have a rank advancement within our team, I shout it out on there. So it's a constant reminder to anyone who's like friends with that we've got business growth going on or anything exciting that's happening. I'll put a story out there of that to keep us relevant in people's feeds.
Cool. One last question.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody?
Oh, this is okay. Can I tell you, this is the most awkward part ever. Cause Mike's like, for the love of God, somebody ask something. Cause this is when it's like super awkward.
Oh no, I know you got to go. That's the only
it's fine.
Otherwise I'd open up and I'd ask a million questions.
Snow tires. I'm really okay with it.
I actually just think you covered, like, I don't have questions because you just did a really, really good job of covering it all.
Oh my God, thank you. That makes me feel so good.
I was dying. I'm in the car on the way to my kids' hockey, and I was laughing at everything you were saying because you were so relatable and genuine, and I took so much from it. So I don't have a question because I thought you did an awesome job.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I need to think like, and I say this all the time, and I'll call out the little black boxes a little bit. Oh, never closed out my workout. So we've been working out for 85 minutes. Awesome bonus calories on the Apple Watch. But I always say, like, when you jump on these calls, it doesn't matter how many you've done, it's still uncomfortable and you don't know what you meet with. I'll say, you guys, I feed off energy. And a lot of calls, especially this early in the morning, is like this. And like, there's nothing that crushes my soul more than RBFs. Like everybody having a resting bitch face. Like that is tough. Or I usually call people out with the black boxes where I'm like, would you want to talk to a black box? Like, let me see your video. Like, don't make this awkward for me. Like, I'm talking to a black screen right now. That's horrible. But you guys, like, you can tell you have energy and you can tell you have excitement about this business. That's so infectious, right? So use that excitement to like boost your business.
You're talking to the most chilled team ever, which is kind of cool. So
no, I wouldn't expect anything less.
I was going to ask about, like, again, but you just answered my question, the onboarding, just because, so my husband makes me do really uncomfortable things and I hate it because he's usually right. And he made me put up a coaching post a couple of days ago and I have all these people now wanting to meet, but I do want to, while I do, like, we have the best team ever. I have tons of my people on. I do want to make it very clear that they do have to work hard, but again, I don't want to scare them at the same time. So I like how you start off with the FOMO, you can get this, 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 and this, but this is how you have to earn it. So I like that.
Yeah, and I think being transparent with it, and I think also making it sound easy. And like for me, when I signed up, I literally was like, okay, I signed up on a Wednesday night and I was like, what do I need to do for my first goal? I didn't want to do a coming out post because I didn't want to admit I was a Beachbody coach. So my coach was like, oh, if you hit Emerald, and I knew that she shouted people out. And I'm like, well, I want someone else to shout me out. So I literally was like at 10:50 at night was like, Mom, I need your credit card. I need your social. Husband, I need your social. I'll put it on my credit card. Okay, I'm Emerald tomorrow. Okay, what else do I need to do for another rank advancement for you to recognize me again? And so for me, it's easy for me to talk to a coach and was like, well, I signed up like my mom and my husband in like my first 10 minutes of my business. I needed to find one more. And so like, just go find your bestie, sign up your spouse and like, I'm just open. And just by telling my story, I simplify it. And I don't make it like, okay, so your goal this month in the next 30 days is to find 3 people. And I don't even say 3 people anymore. I'm like, I want you to get as many people as you possibly can in here, like bare minimum 3 to 5. And I always lay out there, and P.S., if you sign up 5 coaches in your first month, you're going to make an extra $100. You down with that? And everyone's like, oh, okay. And they're going to push a little bit harder. But this has been a learning curve. And just like you said, talking about coaching, that is not my forte. That was my this year goal. I have always recruited people for my boot camp. That was my safety zone. Talking about coaching was very uncomfortable. I do not have a following that wants me to necessarily win. I don't have a following that wants to hear about the business. They don't want anything aspect of that. But started talking about the business, right? And all of a sudden, I have people who want to coach. Like, they come to me and they want to coach, like, mind blown. I'm like, man, I would have done this like 3 years ago. So definitely, like, put a spin on coaching. And this is going to be a like jerk off moment of mine, but don't be a douche about it. Like, make it exciting, find a way to make it cool and different and not the standard, like, I'm looking for. Because if you're not, like, I'm like, my people, I would never click a post. Like, I personally would never click someone's link or swipe up, like, ever. I would never do that. But if you got me in conversation, I would be screwed and I would buy anything. So I know my people, I have to invite. Like, people that say all the time, like, oh, I'm getting back to your emails, and they show like their email list. We lie. Like, half of those are like promos that we're getting of like ads from people trying to sell stuff, right? Like, I don't have my inbox flooded with stuff. I got to message people. I got to invite people. So like, even people that are in the top of the business and stuff, like, we're in the grind doing the work, especially if you're the type of person that isn't going to like, comment, or drop an emoji with an arm up saying you're interested in something. Then you need to figure out what it took for somebody to get you to sign up. And that's your trigger. And so you need to do the same for other people. And that's where you're going to get your people from.
That's huge to hear, that top coaches don't just have people flooding to them, that you still have to do the work. So thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
All right, go get some tires. Thank you for this. So appreciated it, especially early in the morning. Now we're all jacked up. So thanks.
Yay. If anything, work so you can buy some tires and not flinch about it. Because when I found out how much 22s are in a truck, I'm literally mind blown. And I'm like, thank God I work this business, because I don't know how I'm going to afford this. So,
thanks, Kristina.
Love you guys. Go get it. I'm really excited. And if you ever see me at an event, I want to know what you did from today and where you are. Like, there's nothing I love more than somebody who comes up and is like, since your talk, this is what I did to my business. So that's my favorite. So love you guys. Thanks for sharing your morning.
Thank you.